Newcastle are going places. We've been down for many seasons. Cheer up, lads, we've got good reason. Come on, Kev, it's up to you. The wave goodbye, Division 2. I'm a Geordie, I'm a Geordie. Pull up, pull up. I'm a Geordie, I'm a Geordie. Pull up, pull up. I'm a magpie, I'm a magpie. Pull up, pull up. Hey, Geordie, I'm a Geordie. Pull up, pull up. So look out, huddle, we've got waddle. Hill takes spares on, it's one big battle. And new boy Peter runs like a cheetah. Beardsley's gonna be your world beater. And Terry Mack, welcome back. We still love old Super Mac, but Keegan is king, gonna do his thing, gonna take us up, gonna make us sing. I'm a Geordie, I'm a Geordie. Pull up, pull up. I'm a Geordie, I'm a Geordie. Pull up, pull up. I'm a magpie, I'm a magpie. Pull up, pull up.
Kind of been bored with all this YouTube politics, to be honest.
We're back. The time is now.
Welcome to the American Mag Show. Hated or adored, but never ignored. Live every day on NUFC Talk Radio. The voice of the Toon Army. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris, the American Mag.
Everyone, welcome to NUFC Talk. We are live once again here, and it is Thursday morning. Still morning in the UK. It's me, solo, of course. My name is still sick, so wish him well. And stop being...
We are knackered. Proves that we're wangers.
Stop being, you know what, man. It's your own fault you were at the Thai Girls Club, so sit on a donut if that's your problem. Sit on a donut. You'll be all right. Folks, call us now. Have your say. 0191-916-8864. Have your say. I apologize for the late start, but I'm knackered.
We are knackered.
I've been knackered since after full time, by the way. Isn't that crazy? I haven't been paying attention. I've been all over the place. What that felt to me, that 2-2 draw, it just flattened me since yesterday. The show wasn't live. Now we show up on time, late. Been all over the place, man. Been all over the place. Don't forget to smash the like button, folks. Have your say in the chat, of course, if you don't want to call in. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, become a member if you can, super chat if you want to. We're gonna be live for a good amount of time, so call us now. Again, have your say. A lot of the postmen like to call in when we're live earlier during the day. 0191-916-8864. If not, we'll definitely be chatting it up. We'll see what's going on here when it comes to the live chat, and a lot of people are already going at it for a good old 30 minutes. People are just going at it. Eddie Howe's in-game management. Eddie Howe this, Eddie Howe that. I don't know. Like, and somebody, I think, somebody sent me a message about, I keep saying, I don't know Eddie Howe. You know what the problem is. Eddie Howe. That's the problem. Start saying Eddie Howe's the problem. Stop saying you don't know, more or less. And it's a safety mechanism, if you will. What's happening at the moment, for me at least. I think anyway. I think it's a safety mechanism. I don't want to maybe admit it. Or maybe I don't want to say what I really want to say. I don't even know. I truly, when I think about it, I'm like, I'm knackered, man. I don't know the answer. I don't know. Because to me, it's easy for us here to say, sack the manager. It's easy to say, this is what should be done. Get rid of him. Bring in somebody else. Bring in Iriola. Bring in whoever is out there. Bring them on. We'll be all right. No problem. Hold on. Got to get right into the festivities with this, man. It's almost time, baby. It's the most wonderful time of the year. And by the way, I'm showing up knackered as well. Sore throat. I feel like I'm swallowing glass. And I'm knackered. No, but it is what it is. It is what it is. In second Eddie Howe, that's going to be the solution. I don't know that that's going to be the solution. So at the end of the day, I'm still a little bit of a happy clapper here. I'm a bit of a happy clapper. I don't know that second Eddie Howe is going to be for the greater good. Some of you do believe that. I'm not naive to say that Whistler's going to come and fix it all. I'm not naive to say that that we're going to be better off just because I say so. And last season we were worse, and we were better now. Whatever the excuses are, I'm not naive to think that. As Sean, the good old lad from Ireland, was saying yesterday, it's naive to think that that's just because you did it last season, now you can do it. It is naive. Therefore, my answer, my defensive mechanism tells me I don't know. Maybe to avoid what what I should be saying. I don't even know if I should be saying that. Sack Eddie Howe, and that's I don't know that that's the solution. I think that that's going to create a lot of problems in itself as well. I think that's gonna create a lot of problems. Glenn Atkinson says there, call us now, Glenn. Howie, no, you're a postman. 01919116 8864. Call us now, folks. Have your say. Glenn Atkinson says, yes, Chris lad. Sometimes the grass isn't greener. I mean, to be fair, we don't know that that's going to be a solution. We also don't know that it isn't. So at some point, you're going to have to more than likely make that decision. So I don't know if I'm there yet. Maybe I've been hinting it. Maybe the weekend will be the game. It depends how things go. Maybe that's going to be maybe that's going to be it. And to be honest, I do believe that it could be it for a lot of Toon fans. Where they say, yeah, that's it. We're not good. We can't go any more. I mean, it is what it is. This is doomsday. Maybe that's what it's going to take. But right now, I can't say it. I can't say it because I don't think I'm not there yet. When it comes to the game yesterday, it just became another game where we let up a lead, and it became evident that they were going to score and tie the game. In this particular case, though, we didn't give up a lead, like we did against Spurs. Twice we were up, twice we gave it up. We went up. We did what is hard to do, especially away in the Champions League. You go down 1-0, then you come back up, and then you score another one. It just happened that we were better when Miley came on the pitch. Maybe Miley should be starting. Maybe Ramsey should be starting. Maybe somebody should be starting over Joe Linton. And I know that's people can't hear that, But at the end of the day, that's one of the things that I said in the starting line. I also say that it was the strongest starting lineup I can possibly think of, with the exception of course, Joe Linton. You can argue Joe Linton, and definitely when Miley came on the pitch, we were in a much better position. It seemed like we improved, and maybe that's the minor difference, the minor changes that we need to make. And of course, I would definitely put Harvey Barnes in his right position on the left, scoring with his right, cutting inside, and not worry about what Gordon thinks or feels. Because Gordon was decent, but and I think Barnes was decent as well, but he wasn't as lethal as he can be if he's on the left. And Gordon, he should be doing proper winger work on the right, crossing balls right to Voltemata, who again only had like 3 balls all game. If you really count that second one, there was a ball just bouncing there. He just put a toe on it. If you count that as an opportunity anyway. but we don't feed them the ball. You know, and what happened with Wissa? I thought Wissa was going to be the one, the Messiah, the Alpha and the Omega, Mighty Winds, Lord and Savior. Eddie Howe didn't get the memo. He puts him on for 90 at the 90th minute. What the heck was that? What was that? You're going to tell me that wasn't the game for? Because you can argue say that that's not the game for him. You can't really say that about Wissa. First of all, you're down a goal. He's a striker. Surely you want to give him more time, more minutes. He didn't do that. He didn't do that. And that to me, that's weird. That's weird. That's one of the biggest things that I don't know why he didn't give more minutes. Striker, you need goals. You're gonna put him in the. I want to be exact, to be honest, but it had to be the 90th minute. I mean, it was shambolic, as Tim would say. That's something that a lot of people are not talking about, but I mean, it was so shocking to see, because I thought he'd be on at the 60th minute as usual. And there you go, 90th minute for Nick Waltamata. Again, once again, you need goals, you need to attack. It might win. There's your proof. Proof is in the pudding, mate. Wissa for Waltamata. They're not gonna play with each other. When you need a goal, you don't even keep them two together. See? That just proves to me that he will use them. I know I'm contradicting myself, but he will use them in rare occasions when you actually need a goal. In this particular minute, you needed a goal, he didn't even do that. So that just tells you how rare it's going to be. He doesn't believe in two strikers, man. He doesn't believe in it. He doesn't believe in it. In this particular case, Wissa needs minutes, needs game, and you don't give him nothing, no minutes to play. Can we trust that he's going to play against the Mackems? Maybe he's going to start against the Mackems. We don't know. Do you really see that? That would be a surprise if Wissa were to start. If you're, resting him so he can start against the Mackems. I doubt it. I doubt it. But I'm just a reflection of what happened on the game. I'm not necessarily trying to be negative, because a lot of people do believe that that's how we roll here. I tell everybody, be negative. This is how you need to say, be negative here. And all the callers, be negative, please, when you call. Not at all. People say what they need to say. And if the vast majority of the callers are random people, man. They literally call. I don't even have any interaction with them whatsoever. And they're from Ireland. They're from Newcastle. I know that's not what Wynn wants you to believe, but they're from Newcastle, all over the place, and from many other countries, many other places. And they call and say what they want to say. And yesterday, for example, they called and said what they wanted to say. And now you should call as well, 01-91916-8864, and have your say. Maybe there is still a lot of happy clappers out there that are not bothered about the situation right now. Maybe that's the case. I don't know. But at the moment, the fans are a reflection of what's going on the pitch, and something is certainly not working out. I don't know. I absolutely. I'm trying to be. I'm not even trying to be funny on this show. I just woke up, by the way, so I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm not even trying to nothing. I'm just trying to be as balanced as I can be. But again, I think that there's one game, and it happens to be this weekend, that will either blow up everything for Newcastle United in a good way or in a bad way. That's whether you like to admit it or not. I believe that this game on the weekend will either make or break Eddie Howe. and a lot of these players. But unfortunately, you can't sack all players. You can't sell 22 and buy 22. So therefore, more than likely, will determine Eddie Howe's future. He and also a lot of these players haven't been able to deal with this with the derby. They haven't been able. They haven't dealt with that really. Only one time in the FA Cup, you knew when it was coming. But now, as far as we can tell, Sunderland are going to stay in the Premier League. It seems that way anyway. And now you're going to have that headache twice every year. You know, that's a special date every year, and you're going to have to perform. You're going to have to get it done. I'm not saying win every time, but I mean that should be the sentiment. Geordies want to win, and Newcastle fans want to win that game. And it is more than bragging rights at this point in time. It is more than bragging rights, because right now we need points in the Premier League. You know, let me go with the chat here and see what they're saying. Let us know what you think as well. Try to call in and have your say, folks. We've been live for 60 minutes now. Hit the like button if you want to. Let's go with some chats here. Jordy Dan, put Wissa on for 120 seconds was ridiculous, mind. I'm still Eddie in, but he needs to start doing things better. Says Jordy Dan. Darren Lee, we helped him score the first goal. Yeah, that was a dodgy one. And once again, Tonali on both goals. You know, Sandro Tonali on both goals. He didn't play good yesterday. It's many others, to be honest, but he didn't play good yesterday, and he was on the picture for both goals. When you're on the picture for both goals, and you're not the goalkeeper, then you can be blamed for a lot of what happened yesterday. So Tonali didn't play good at all, and he needs to be criticized for that. Still by Dad, Sean says, I agree, Chris. This weekend, in my opinion, is the most important for Eddie Howe. If we lose, you might see the fans turn. I'm not confident for Sunday, but I live in hope. There you go, mate. Makes sense. Trolls, a good point. Bad in-game management. You know, that's a fair point, but it again, you know, as you said, it happens all the time. It happens all the time, and it's a pattern. And I don't know. Like I told you, man, I ain't got a clue how to fix it no more, because from outside, on the outside, I've said before, this player needs to come in, that player, that, blah, blah, you know, we need to do this, we need to do that. I keep saying we need to play 4-2-3-1, you know, with the right players. So I still do a few answers, but at the end of the day, I know that Eddie Howe's not going to change that. So therefore, I say I can't. I don't have any. I don't know how to fix it, because I know he's not going to change it. I know he's going to go 4-3-3. I know he's not going to play with a 10. I know that Gordon is not going to go on the right. I know that he's not going to play Wissa with Waldemar. So therefore, I'm out of solutions. I'm out of solutions. And I'm not saying that I'm right and he's wrong. Obviously, he's a manager. He's supposed to know better. But in my point of view, I don't have a clue anymore on how to fix this, other than just keep trying it, and eventually, you know, we'll play better. And that's the mighty win style, you know. Just keep doing what you're doing, and hope and pray that, well, he doesn't pray, you know, he's a heathen. But hope that something turns around, that, you know, lightning strikes, and all of a sudden, all the players get reset, and we start getting points. Maybe that is the solution. Maybe everybody, all fans, just need to shut up, stop complaining, stop whinging, and just watch and don't say anything. Maybe that is the solution. We haven't tried that out yet. Maybe that's the solution. Just shut up, don't say anything, and just keep watching, and we just keep hoping that the things change. Maybe that's it. Maybe we got to try that. I don't know. MC Genoy, MCJ says Eddie Howe should not be sacked, but I would prefer that he resigns after either booking us another cup final or securing European football. Hope the board can convince him to do so. Ooh, that is You still want him gone, though. That's you're sugarcoating it. You still want him gone. And as a matter of fact, it could be a play, if you will, where look, we don't want to sack you, but you only you only got one choice. That's El Padrino, the Godfather style, man. You only got one choice. You know what I mean? Sack yourself, resign, or we sack you, more or less. You only got two choices, baby. So it's weird. Well, if that's the case, Eddie Howe's going to say, oh, you sack me. Because now you're going to have to face the media, face the music, because there will be some fans that will be rioting and marching and throwing tear gas like Mighty Win, for their cult leader. But they're going to have to face the music. They're going to have to make that decision. And of course, Eddie Howe is never going to resign to the money that he's guaranteed. So he's going to say, you want me gone, sack me, and pay me whatever you owe me. So rightly so, by the way, because they gave him that contract. So, which, by the way, manager contracts are usually shorter. I'm not sure when his contract expires. No really talk about Eddie Howe's contract much. I think it was renewed once, and we don't know when it expires. So it'll be interesting to know the exact dates on that. Jody Dan Miley starts for me on Sunday. Yeah, and that could be a point. That could be a good point, Jody Dan. I'm not mad at that. I think that because of football reasons, I would probably do so, simply because Joe Linton doesn't give you anything. Joe Linton, I keep saying the same thing over and over. Just because you happen to win a game and he's on the pitch doesn't mean that he did anything. We need to use some critical thinking. It doesn't take much. Just you got to think. Just because there's got to be 11 players on the pitch don't mean that all of them are the reason why we're winning the game. Hence, when we beat Everton or Man City, I'm not sure if he played against Man City. I'm sure he did, but he did against Everton. Some people think, well, he was on the pitch. We beat Everton. Well, what did he do to beat Everton? And Joe Linton he's just not quality, man. He's not quality. And he's not the reason scapegoat. That doesn't mean that his time is over at Newcastle. It doesn't mean any of that. It means he needs to be on the bench. Simple. The kid Downman playing for Arsenal, he got hurt now. He's going to be out for a minute. He's playing. He's playing, man. He's on the pitch performing. And he's, I think, a lot younger than Miley. So put him on the pitch, man. Put him on the pitch. He can play. He can perform. And that's why I wouldn't be opposed to Jordy Den's comment talking about Miley needs to start. But if you're talking to me, he's a Jordy, so he needs to start, blah, 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 then we need to get Longstaff in. We need to get the other Longstaff in Canada. We need to get all the Jordys to start then, because if that's going to give us anything. Because I don't believe in that nonsense either. With all due respect to my Jordy comrades, just because you're a Jordy, that don't give you extra power for the Sunderland game. I will still play Byrne, of course, because I think Byrne is all right. There was a caller from County Durham yesterday. I believe it was Steve. He doesn't like that Byrne. But that's fine. He can have his opinion on it. I don't think he's... he wanders around the midfield. He goes forward. Nonsensical. I know. I get it. It makes no sense. At this point, it's a manager problem. Now he's playing center back and he's doing that, by the way. So remember when Wynn was telling, well, that's what he does. He goes forward and he's supposed to do that like any other left back. But now he's a center back and he still wanders around the midfield, blah, blah, blah. And maybe I'm being a numpty, not saying what I see. Which is he shouldn't be playing. Maybe you need to play Shaw or something that doesn't go forward. That's more disciplined. Maybe that's the case. Again, I'm weak now. I'm knackered, man. I've lost my mojo. I ain't got a clue anymore. Maybe I'm just weak now, and wins rubbed off on me. I don't want to say what needs to be said, but center backs, Byrne, Sharp, Botman when he's ready. I'm sure I'll probably pick Botman to come in and do. But I'm not even bothered about that. But I am bothered a little bit, to be honest. Again, contradicting myself about him going forward nonstop for no reason, leaving the team wide open. Malik Chiao back there by himself. Malik Chiao is unbelievable, isn't it? Like a puma. In the very beginning of the game as well, Byrne is somewhere up. somewhere up front in the midfield attacking, loses the ball, he ain't got the pace to get back, and he's never going to find it. I can beat Denver in a foot race. You better believe that. You better put your money on me. If I ever see Denver, and I'm telling, listen, we're going to do a foot race right now, 100 meters. Not 100 meters, no, my bad. I don't think I can do 100 meters, but let's just 20 meters. Boom, get it done. I can beat him. And unfortunately, fortunately, Malik Chiao, like a puma, gets through and steals that ball from the attacker, saving us there. We got a caller now from London. It is Chris, saying got the same name as me. Good morning, Chris. How are you? Oh, good morning.
Hello, mate.
Good
I'm
afternoon.
just calling in. I think I'm about 3 seconds ahead of you.
Yeah,
it's not. It's my phone to the TV. But basically, what I can ask you is 3 seconds ahead of you.
Let me ask you one thing, Chris. Can you not move away from the TV so you can hear me on your phone and talk to me on the phone?
Yeah. I've turned off the television. Basically, what I've called to ask you is that I understand that you're on the fence, and I get it, and I understand Win is on the side of people that just want to go to games and watch the matches and doesn't care really what happens. So we had a takeover. What are we supposed to do next? We spent 3 years doing a progressive 7th, 5th, and then whatever this is now. Has the manager not just run out of ideas?
But you can say that because he doesn't try them, but I can also say he doesn't try them because he's stubborn. But he has a chance to try them. He keeps doing this 5 at the back every now and then, especially when we go away to Leeds, Bournemouth. He's done that 5 at the back. I think he did it against Marseille as well, maybe. But look, man, if you're asking me to be critical and analyze, everything points to Eddie Howe. Everything points to Eddie Howe. So I'm not saying you're wrong.
I'm not asking people to be critical. Like, that's the point. I'm not asking for anybody to think anything, but all I want people to do is watch the matches. That tells you everything you need to know about this football club. Like, if you take leads and you bottom out and you sit back, and we can be honest here, Chris, me and you both know, that team, as soon as they score a goal, they fall back into defence mode. They don't push, they don't high press anymore. They literally just, we'll go and score, we'll take the lead, we'll sit back, and then we'll sit further back and further back and further back. Now, I don't blame Voldemar. We signed him because Bayern wanted him. No one can tell me that we scouted him, because what Win has told everybody about Voldemar is a lie. Voldemar has one good season, like Alanga, right? He had one good season. Before that, he played for Werder Bremen. He scored 1 goal.
Well, he's 23, man.
That's it, season over. Season before that, 1 goal, season over. He had 3 years of 1 goal a season before he had a good season where he scored 12 goals in 28 games. Now, that's not our fault. We could support that striker. But the fact is, our club should have found a like-for-like replacement for Isak. We shouldn't have to build a team around a whole new player. It should literally be, buy a player, slot him into the system we play.
But you basically talking about Voltemade, you're blaming him instead of blaming another player for...
No, I'm not blaming him. I'm stating it's not his fault. We signed him.
Yeah.
It is whoever signed him. It's his fault. The facts are, we play an off-the-shoulder striker. That's what we had. We had Isak. And we also had Wilson. So kind of like in between the middle, right? It's not fans' fault that we bought Voldemar, but the fact is, it isn't working. Now, it's not Voldemar's fault. The two wingers we bought are a load of rubbish. Gordon can't assist or score, and Alanga looks like he's lost.
Well, that's the problem. The wingers are the problem. The system is the problem. Because Voltemade was given a ball.
I know.
If I want to be strict, he got 3 touches to where he could score. If I want to be strict, because that second one, he literally ball bouncing around, he put a toe on it, and I think it went out. So, what striker in the world? I want to know what striker in the world can score more than goals or more or do more than Voltemade now when he's not providing anything, man.
The one we had, Chris, the answer is, and we know this, it's the one that we had and we sold. Now, I know we're trying a new system, and this tiki-taka stuff won't work. We played high press football, which was literally Geigenpress for 3 years. We made it our system to go and bully teams and get the ball off of them. That was our system, and it worked, didn't it? We finished like fourth. Yeah, we finished seventh because we had a lot of injuries, and Tonali got banned. And then somehow we've changed to this tiki-taka, let's just move the ball along, instead of doing what Newcastle actually is good at, and that's pressing and bullying teams. Because yesterday, all I saw was a team that got desperately back into the game and decided to sit back and didn't want anything to do with the game. And I think that's mainly down to the manager, because otherwise we got cowards as football players.
Ooh, cowards. That means they don't.
What else can you call it?
That means they don't do what they should be doing. They do what their manager tells them to do. Is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah, because the fact is, me and you both know there are some top managers out there. Julian Nagelsmann manages Germany. He has Nick Voldemade. He knows that if he puts a guy behind him and puts two wingers that are capable of getting the Voldemade the ball, he will score. Because with Germany, he knows that he can go up front, he can score goals. With Newcastle, he has to come back and try to get the ball because he knows there's no way that Alanga or any winger is going to get the ball to him. So that's why he keeps coming back, because nobody is willing to go forward and try and attempt to score.
Yeah, that is. I mean, that's a point there. But you don't think that Eddie Howe can do anything to change this around?
I used to think that, because I was one of the believers that he was the best manager to come in, because what he did at Bournemouth was really good. You know what I mean? Obviously, it faded off, which looks like it's happening with us, because he had one good season, finished 8th, then he finished 12th. And then there was another season where he finished like 16th, and then he got relegated. Now, at the moment, we're looking in the same kind of motion, because we all know, you're one of the ones that pointed this out, our owners didn't buy our players this summer. Our manager did. Him, his nephew, and the guy in charge, the European scout manager, what's his name, Nixon. They signed the players. That's their responsibility. The owner didn't turn around and go, I want this player, I want that player, I want that player. We both know it was the manager. And we've got Ramsdale. I don't blame him. He's a new goalkeeper. If he isn't good enough, we'll just find someone else. But then you've got Ramsey. Don't see him. You got Alanga. I know he's got like issues with his wife and they've had a baby. Now that we can't argue with. But if Malik Chow is the only one of the summer signers that is standing out, you just have to blame it on poor recruitment. And a manager that just doesn't seem to know how to get the best out of his players.
But what do you say to the fans that believe you're a Geordie? I know you're living in London, but you're from Newcastle. If I'm
yes, unfortunately so, mate. My mum's from London and my dad's from up north. That's why I have this accent instead of the old accent I had as a kid.
The old accent. that's lovely. But, yeah. You've been a Newcastle fan for a long time. You knew how bad it was.
I've been a Newcastle fan since 1984.
1984. So you've seen a lot of bad.
I was there when Ozzy Arzidas got sacked because of our terrible. He almost took us to League 3, and Kevin Keegan came in as an ex-player and took us from that league to Premier League runners-up. That's why, for me, he will always be the best manager, because he took us from obscurity and made us into a Premier League side that could challenge.
Right.
So I get what Eddie's doing, and I understand, but Eddie's had £700 million, Chris. We played a team last night. Do you want to know? Try to figure out how much Bayer Leverkusen's squad's worth.
Not a lot, probably, because, I mean, Leverkusen is not...
About 200 million. A lot of their players, they buy them young or cheap, because Grimaldo, we wanted him from Benfica. We didn't sign him. They did.
I mean, look...
That was a player we wanted.
I mean... Really, it doesn't take much to. I mean, just money just is not going to all of a sudden make players play good. I mean, as you will rightly say.
It's a system and a manager. A manager is supposed to inspire players. We both know that. His job is to get them up for the game, and like he will say, "Well, this guy's ready. This guy's ready. This guy, he seems happy. He's up for the game." And it seems that whatever he's doing, these players. Some of them, they're happy defenders. They'll defend. But the midfield, not much comes out of them at the moment. They don't push forward. Like, I know Tonali's supposed to sit there and defend, but what about the other two? Why are they not pushing forward more?
Yeah, no, it's a big question of what's going on right now. But what do you say to the fans? That's a question I wanted to ask. That say, look at where we are now, where compared to where we've been with Ashley and all that, and in 4 years, 5 years of the takeover now, 5 years going on to six next year. We're not we haven't done so bad. So what do you say to fans that say we just got to stick through it? Eddie Howe is taking us to great places. He might take us to even better places. What do you think to fans that think like that? And I put your tenure as a fan because obviously it matters.
I think you're going to like my answer to this, because I used to be a smoker, yeah, and I thought it was the best thing on the planet Earth. But for my health, having a heart condition, I cut it out because it was no good for me. Now, I understand a lot of these fans that they're in dreamland because Ashley left. And for me, that was a godsend. And then we finished 12th, which was good. Then we got top four, which is, for a lot of fans, it was a one-off thing. And then we finished 7th, and then we got Champions League again. We both know it's because Aston Villa lost against Man United.
Yeah.
But it's the same as everything. Yes, it's a miracle that we are doing well. But while you're doing well, you should achieve to do better. You have an owner that will give you the money. We both know this. They've given us money this summer. Yes, it's been wasted, but they will give you money. It's our job as fans to dream bigger, to want to be Man City, Arsenal, even get top four every season as a realistic aim. Because we spent a lot of money on players that have the ability to do what we do. We've got 2 wing-backs that can get forward quicker than anybody, but the problem is the wingers are halting them in the attack.
Yeah.
So, Chris, what really should we do? Our job is to dream. I understand we went through hell for 15 years, because I remember Son John Hall, and we had good owners, but the problem is they spent too much and they had to sell. So they sold to Mike Ashley, and he sold them a dream that he was going to make us a Champions League squad. Mm. And because he couldn't put Sports Direct up in the Europa League, he gave up on us. So that's simply what happened. He got told he couldn't put Sports Direct on the stadium or anywhere near it when we played in Europe. So his option was, no, sorry, I'm not going to put you in Europe no more. I'll just run you like a flat club.
Let me ask you one last question. Sergeant Ho, I can't challenge you on that because I ain't got a clue. I was a band at the time. And but let me ask you a question so before you go. The Macam game on the weekend, is that a make or break for you?
Well, for a guy that's got a Macam dad supporter and a granddad that's a Geordie, yeah, that's something else. Like me and my dad have discussions about that. No, I can understand. My father's from like up north. My grandfather is from Sunderland. My grandmother is from Newcastle. My nan's dying wish was that I'd carry on supporting Newcastle, which I have out of respect for her. But it is a derby. Like there is no game unlike it. The people like Win that says I'd rather like win a Champions League game. Well, our Champions League form is terrible at the moment because it seems to be we're relapsing. But the one thing that will give fans motivation is that derby. Because no matter what happens this season, which at the moment it seems that we take leads and then drop off. But previously, it's only ever sacked one manager a derby game in the history of the derbies that we've had.
With Gullit, wasn't it?
But with the way things are going, it could happen. How much more are you willing to watch your team be like a roller coaster? Like it is, it's highs and low thrills, isn't it? Like you get a goal, you concede.
And not only that, but be the laughing stock, a bit more or less. After that.
Well, yeah, it will be because I'm lucky. My dad will say about 10 things to me and make my life hell for about one day, Chris. Which we never watch the match together because it's not a good idea. I go with my friends. But the fact is, for people that live up north, I know the people have this divide about foreign fans, local fans. But for local fans, it's their life. Unfortunately, it is. It's kind of like a mass delusional thing where everything revolves around the football club. Because there's not much else going on.
Especially with bad ownership, that's really all you can look for. And even then, we lost more this century. This century,
yeah.
than
yeah. We've only won one derby game in the past 6 years, or past 6 meetings.
Yeah, 6 meetings. Chris, wonderful.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you very much, buddy. Call us again, all right?
No, that's all right. But I just thought I'd come on and give a bit of clarity to fans. The fact that I understand there's this in and out, but it's not about in and out. It's about watching what you're seeing on the field and deciding whether or not you're happy enough to watch that.
Yeah. No, that's a fair point. I'm not mad about that at all. Thank you for calling and putting your point of view out there, mate.
Oh, mate, will you enjoy the derby this weekend and try not to lose any hair over it?
Oh, man, hopefully not. But hopefully we win, and that's going to be smoothing a lot of things over, I would assume. Or paper over the cracks,
all right, mate. Well, thanks a lot.
Cheers,
Talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.
That was Chris there from London calling us. Call us now, folks, and have your say. 0191-916-8864. A few people try to call during that call, so call us now. Call us back and have your say about the current situation. What do you think is happening? He challenged me. He said, more or less, say what you need to say, because I keep saying I don't know. And it says, I think, because everything leads to the same thing, and I don't, I'm not interested in a Eddie Howe slating thing, but it, when you analyze everything, it just comes back to him. We got Tony now calling. Good afternoon, Tony. How are you?
Unky dory, thanks.
How are you, man? Well, what do you make of it? I mean, I see you were chatting it up and you were interacting with the chat and saying that we don't sit back when we. I think you were responding to what Chris was saying that we don't.
I
sit
didn't
back.
say anything about sitting back then, and that wasn't me. All I said, I actually said two things. First, just to sort of give you a little bit of a smile on your face. I've got a friend with me at the moment, Lisa. Lisa, you want to say hello?
Hello.
She said she likes your voice.
Hi. Thank you very much. It's proper accent. Tell her this is the accent that everybody needs to have. Don't worry, you become the
buttery smooth.
Don't worry, you'll be the 51st state. You're gonna start getting this accent pretty soon.
But yeah, I would sort of pick up that. I can't remember what the last caller was called because like I said, I've got someone here. I don't entirely agree with that. Oh, these were these picks because for one reason and one reason only. We did go for other people, and would have been happy if we went, I tell you what, since we couldn't get the people we wanted, we'll just not buy anyone. Everyone would be fuming. So we had to get someone in, surely.
Yeah, well, that's true as well, That's true. But by the way, this is you here on the screen says wrong. We didn't score, then just sit back. So I took that as if you were answering.
Oh, that was it. Yeah. Because we didn't. We hit the post just after that. We had a couple of. I mean, obviously, I'm only listening via Gary, and we were attacking, and then unfortunately, just after that, after 2 or 3 minutes of attacking, they did come on because unfortunately, you are against another team, and they did put strikers onto Fingy, and I don't know if you've watched it back. I've only seen the highlights. But I would have to put a little bit of that on Tonali and Hall for not tracking that guy who runs into the box.
I don't know, man. We keep going on about Voltamata, for example. Where the last caller definitely pointed that out. But
the only problem I've got with the Voltamata thing, we bought a ballet dancer for a rugby team. That's how I look at it. It's like it doesn't fit what we're doing. And I get what the other guy's saying.
We don't do anything.
He is a very good player. Sorry?
We're not doing anything, though. That's the problem. We don't even know what we're doing, what we're watching. I mean, we're not direct. We don't cross balls to him. I don't know what we're trying to do.
Do you think Walter Marder's being told to go into the box, or do you think he's literally being told, no, do what you're doing, stay in the middle and don't go forward?
Well, when he was interviewed, he said that he's playing more as a center forward now than he did before. He said he likes it, blah blah blah. And if you think about it, he's been told you're the number 9. But I don't think that Eddie Howe is telling him just be there and don't go anywhere else. I think he's probably telling him do your thing, but obviously be present if you need to be. But the thing again, man, is we don't create nothing for him. So. The moment we start creating, Tony, and many big chances,
is that
and
part of that problem? Sorry, I don't want to interrupt, but it's part of the problem that not enough of the other people are getting into the box. Like when they did like Miley, then people will come off Walter Made, but when he's the only person in the box, he's too easy to mark out the game.
Well, by the way, he is a threat to all teams because if you look at it, he is always marked by 2 or 3 players. When they focus on Walter Mata, at least 2 players, man. So the good benefit out of that would be that he's drawing the mark from somebody else to be wide open, But that's also nobody else is making themselves available. Matter of fact,
well, I was about to say, part of the problem is what I think Gary said on a couple of occasions. Most of our players, then, even when they do get the ball in space, they always want to pass rather than taking a shot. And even Voldemort is slightly guilty of that. He'll get the ball. A few times Gary said yesterday, he got the ball, and instead of looking for a shot, he's looking for a pass.
Yeah. Well, he's yesterday I seen him a few times doing that. That's right.
So I can't, obviously, because like I told you in the past, and I did look at some of those other sites. I wasn't getting any luck, so I was not able to watch the game again. So.
Yeah, no, but that's a good point. But again, when we don't perform well, it seems like we tend to go, Walter Mata is not there in the box. Walter Mata is not finishing what we create, and Walter Mata is. And again, man, I don't see this Newcastle team as creating anything. I don't like the. I ended up not liking it too much when Harvey Barnes was on the right, which he had a good game, by the way. As surprisingly as it sounds, but he's not as lethal. He can't. He's forced to shoot with his left.
Do you think it's all doom and gloom? Because I do see, because I think it was Bolke asking yesterday, have you seen improvement? Like, we are now scoring away from home, which is an improvement. It's still not brilliant. I would completely 100% agree with anyone who said it's still not where we want it to be. But there is some improvement. You can't say there's not been any improvement, because it has. It's just not where we want it to be compared to, where it was.
Well, if you want to look at that as an improvement, yeah, you're right. We score away now, so that's good. But is that really something to shout about? I'm not sure, because that's really what we're supposed to do. I mean, if you want to be a proper team that's winning, that goes away and wins. But again, my problem is not even about scoring, Tony, because I think we don't have an issue with that. My problem is defending. We allow goals, and silly goals, by the way. Look at the goals we've been letting score for the past 5 games or so, just to be short about it. Just 5 games. Go back 5 games, and the type of goals that we allow in, it's a defensive issue, and that has nothing to do with center backs. Obviously, they are part of it.
No, I was going
defending
to
is
say
not
to
just about
midfield,
that.
and there was something else I was going to ask you about that. You know, when you and Win have had a little bit of a disagreement about the whole Tonali thing.
A little bit.
Now, obviously, I don't think Tonali is the problem. I think the problem is, so I agree that does tell you something. What it tells you is Eddie Howe's not playing in where he should, well, any of the midfielders, you could argue, in the right place. He hasn't found a place for Tonali in the team, because this year it's like Tonali isn't doing what, I mean, he is obviously, but not. I don't think that's his natural position, and maybe it does need to be brought forward and let someone else do the dog's work.
I think that if you put Miley, because now you have to play so many competitions, if you put Miley next to him, and of course Bruno, then you'll see more quality. I think I'm just saying you might. I mean, I don't know 100%, but the fact of the matter is that when Joe Linton is absent, you cannot count on him for nothing. I mean, he can't really do anything other than smash people. And
I mean, yesterday I think everyone did say, including yourself, everyone was happy with the team yesterday, and everyone would probably say the same. They were going to come at us, and we needed someone like him. Unfortunately, Joe Linton is not doing what he used to do, and that's part of the problem. It's like, if he did what he's supposed to do, he would have been ideal for the game. He's just not doing what he used to do.
Yeah, and so you put more quality around Tonali, things might go back to the same as last season when he was the most important player. It's just those minor changes, but it seems like the part of where the doom and gloom comes from certain fans is because they don't see Eddie Howe making any change for the team. Again, just by the simple fact that the Harvey Barnes is the most lethal player we have this season, alongside Walter Mata, as much as people don't want to look at it. He scored 5 goals, so more than anybody else. That he moves Barnes to the right to put Gordon on the left. And just by the simple, not even taking in consideration that Barnes played decent, Gordon played decent, so, you might think, okay, well, that worked. Nah, I don't know if it worked, but it looked decent, as I said. But
so would you have dropped
the action that you
Barnes over?
But my thing is the action, just by the mere action of moving your best, most lethal player over just to fit Gordon in. That is it. But what was your question there? Would you what? Did you drop Gordon?
Would you have dropped Gordon yesterday
No.
and moved Barnes over? And
No,
then who would you put on the left?
No, because
the right.
I would have dropped Gordon. I think Gordon should be tried on the right now, because nobody's really lighting it up on the right wing. Nobody's really said this is my position. So why not try Gordon? He's right-footed and he's a winger. So 2 + 2, 4. I mean, actually try him where his natural position would be. On the right, he did decent last season when he played there. And I know that the mental state is an important thing. But if he doesn't want to be there because he's not going to play there for England, if he doesn't want to be there because he doesn't like it, because he's going to have to cross more than doing what he's supposed to do, which is what he wants to do, rather, which is shoot, he's not as good at it as Barnes. So you maybe do some proper wing work on the right, try it out there, put those crosses in for Voltamata, and maybe that will do something. But he doesn't want to make those changes, and that is the problem that some people have with Eddie Howe, is that he's very, very stubborn when it comes to...
Do you think Howe is basically, with what he did yesterday by putting Barnes on the left, is him trying to please both Barnes and Gordon, or do you think that's him giving up on Alanga?
I don't think he's giving up on Alanga, but I think he might be just trying to please both Barnes and Gordon. Both Barnes and Gordon, not just Gordon, but both Barnes and Gordon. However, that decision affects Barnes' ability to score more and be more lethal, because he's forced to shoot with his left over there, which is not a bad shot, but it's not as good as with his right, clearly. So,
see, the only thing I would say with this whole people being a bit down with yesterday, I would say I'm actually not that bothered with the Champions League, because, like, if we win our next game, obviously ifs and buts, and even if we only do, we'd be at the top end of the people who are in the playoffs. Surely the team we should be playing, we should beat. And I don't know if the same applies with that. Because Wynn seems to be more concerned about money, that you'd get like 1 million for getting through. So that's like, if you win both legs, you're getting 3 to 4 million, aren't you? And then we'd be through to the last 16 or whatever. And anyway, wouldn't win. And most people didn't think we probably wouldn't get in the top 8 anyway. So we're kind of on course for where we expected to be, aren't we? It's more the league I'm worried about.
Well, the league I'm worried about, but I think that it makes I think we should be going to the passing the group stage. We should be on the next phase if we want to make progress more in many levels, money wise, player staying wise, player coming to Newcastle wise, and of course, being out there with among the elites. So
do you think, I can't remember if it was yourself or someone else who brought it up yesterday, if we progress, people will want to join us for this year. But surely most players in January think, well, hang on, we might have 2 games in the Champions League if I join you. What are you doing for next year? Some people are more likely to join if they think we're getting Champions League next year. What do you know?
Well, being a Champions League type club, that's definitely help. But yeah, I agree. Where we finish in the league is paramount to where we want to be. So yeah,
getting players, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't want to keep you because I've got someone here, Sam.
Thank you, mate. I appreciate you very much indeed. Call us again, all right?
Okay, thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
See you, mate. That was Tony there. So call us now, folks. Some folks trying to call. So call us now. We're off, and the phone line is open, 0191-916-8864. Call and have your say, ladies and gents. And we got another one here. The one and the only, the one from Scotland, the Geordie up in Scotland, Mick Binley from St. Andrews.
How's it going, Chris?
You know how we are, mate. You go ahead and say it.
Well, Chris, you know what it is.
Why not, God, man?
I agree. Well, I agreed with you last night, Chris. You know what? I'm like yourself, Chris. I'm tired of it. I knew what to expect. Well, went 2-1 up, and I thought, you know what? I know what's going to happen here. And what I can't understand, exactly what you said. Why bring, Ramsey and Wizard on with 2 minutes left in entry time? It's beyond me, beyond me,
Man, but it's still, some people don't understand why they're doom and gloom. We should be happy, point away. So I'm asking, let me ask you then, why are you not happy? A point away in the Champions League, that should be you should be all right.
Well, I'm not all right, Chris. I'm like yourself. I mean, I'm like you. I'm decided with Eddie Howe, and a bit of me tells me, can he take it any further? Then the other side says, no, I don't think he can. But give him a bit more time. But how much time does he need? It's just, I agree with you, Chris. We started with our strongest team last night, except for the exception of Joe Linton. I would have had Miley on from the start. Because when that lad came on, he changed the game and he scored a goal. And Joe Linton, he's knackered now, like, to be fair. He is, like.
Oh, I love it, man. But, well, I don't love it that we're in this position, but I love it that our phrases and everything else are going around. But listen, man, I don't know. I second Eddie Howe, it shouldn't be anybody's. Anybody shouldn't be throwing a party over that. You see what I'm saying? It should be like the last resort. And I still don't think that's the solution now because who do you bring? I mean, it's not easy.
It's not a solution, Chris, because like you rightly said, he's been there 4 years. So, okay, a new manager comes in, whoever that may be, he'll come into the club. I don't like him, I don't like him. And then you're like starting over again, and it knocks you back to square one. But if this carries on the way it does, something's got to give, because, we're going to the Mackhams on Sunday, right? A big, big, big game, right? And honestly, Chris, I don't hold any hope because every time we go in front, we either draw or lose the game.
Yeah, which is criminal. I actually have a stat here that I want to bring up here. It's incredible. I mean, look, we've been our worst enemies basically because against Brighton we conceded in the 85th, Leverkusen 88th, Burnley 94th, Spurs 95th, Brentford 95th, Arsenal 96th, West Ham 97th, Liverpool 100th. So we are
knackered.
Knackered, man. I mean, it's criminal,
Chris, talking about him knackered. Where is he? Wasn't on last night. He's
a bit sick, man. He's a bit sick. He went to the China girls club and he caught something. So he's yeah, man.
I've got you.
He's got to put some cream on it.
Chris, I'll ask you the question. What do you think is going to happen on Sunday?
Man.
What knockout?
Man, listen. I think I want to be hopeful. I think we can beat them. I think those games. See, the thing is though, the big games we kind of tend to turn up. The problem I have with this one is, I don't know that we can go away, and what guarantees me that we're gonna go up? Because listen, if you tell me, is it possible that we can go up over there and be up in the score in the scoreboard? Yeah, it is very much. We can score a goal too, if you want to.
Yes,
but nothing guarantees me that we're not going to do the same old and give up the lead once again.
I know.
And I think giving up the lead like that over there, I mean, you more or less don't want to live for the next 72 hours, man, because it'll be mayhem. I'm telling you, people. I don't think people are realizing how bad it would be if what happened yesterday, just a draw. Maybe a draw won't be as bad, but a draw like that away against the Mackhams.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not But on the other end, if you win, it will paper over the cracks, if you will. It will give Newcastle a good old 2 weeks of
Chris, the other thing is, right, we've bought all these players like your Ramsey, your Wizard. Yeah, I know Wizard's been out and injured. Ramsey's had an injury. I get that, right? But for God's sake, they keep going on about Alanga. He's no good. Maybe he is, maybe he's not. I don't know that. But you've got to give the lad a run in the team, but he doesn't. And I get the rotation. I get that because of the games that he got. And he did put a strong team out last night, except, like I said, my exception was Joe Linton, right? I've got nothing against the lad, but I just think, you know, he's done. That's it. He's not that. He in my opinion, you know, but I mean, everybody's saying, oh, Gordon, like I heard them this morning on the show saying, oh, Gordon, man of the match. Well, I don't know how he was terrible in the first half, and he's taking penalties. I don't think that's his job to take a penalty. I thought Walter Morrow would be the boy to take the penalties, but he scored. I get that, but I don't think it's his job to do that. But he wasn't good. You know, I didn't think Tino Livramento had a good game. You know what I mean? Tonali never had a good game.
Hall didn't even have a great game either. Lewis Hall didn't look too bright either. He was decent, but not.
No. And I mean, Dan Byrne, you know, all right, and Isaac Jody, he's 30-odd year old, Chris. You know what I mean? You've got to be starting, like, you know, putting Shaw in or something. Why? I just don't understand the mistakes he makes, and he still gets a game every week. And you know what Eddie Howe's downfall is going to be, Chris? His loyalty towards these players, which will get him, you know, if things don't change, I'll lose him his job. And, you know, any other manager would be brutal and say, right, you're not playing.
Wouldn't you think though that would be, surely that's at some point you got to say, look, man, I'm about to lose my job. I'm not worried about nobody's feelings anymore. I'm going to do what I need to do.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't. So he must believe really that this is it. That he's doing making the right decision, which is insane to a certain extent.
Chris, listen, he put the right team out last night, in my opinion, and I heard you and Gary and Borky and them, and we're all agreed it was a good team. Joe Linton was probably the one that shouldn't have been on, and we should have had Miley on, which is fair enough. That's fine. And then, come a Sunday, what's he going to do on Sunday? Is he going to drop Miley and put Joe Linton on because he's a big physical boy, and he'll end up getting sent off because it's going to be a really, really physical match? I don't know. What does he do? Does he keep Dan Byrne in?
That's the main thing, you know, because if he tried this, you would assume, based on what's happened, based on what happens every game, that he will rotate. And I don't think you can I think you got a strong lineup. You got to just play him again. And look, man, if you're a manager, at some point you got to say, look, you numpties got me on this position. Now you get me out of it. You know, that's plain and simple. You know, because it feels like now you're gonna put different players on the weekend so they can get burnt, and there wasn't you know what I mean?
Well, Chris, I'll give you a situation. Before I started back truck driving, I was a contracts manager for a big construction company for about, I don't know, maybe 10 years I was there, right? And you know, my lads used to get in a lot of bother and a lot of this, and I used to pull them out all the time, out the shit, all the time. And I wanted their help, and I says to them, you need to get me out of this mess I'm in, and they did, you know, and then the ones that didn't, I got rid of them. But Eddie Howe, I don't know, Chris, I don't know what it is. I like the bloke, right? You know, I like the guy, I like his manner, I like, you know, like you got in them press conferences, Chris, and it's as though all the pressers, the journalists, are frightened to ask him questions and like, well, why this and why that? They're not brutal enough with him, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's true as well.
Is he, Chris, is he having a presser tomorrow before the Sunderland game, or is he not?
Yes. There will be a presser tomorrow, which you can watch here on NUFC Talk live.
You'll be on in the morning then, Chris.
That's right. And it's interesting, though, because if you think about it, if this was Cabbage Head playing just like this, man, it would be an armed press conference every weekend.
Yeah.
So that's also the inconsistency. You know, there's a lot of inconsistency. Everybody's living in cloud cuckoo at the moment. You know, talking about Walter Matthau's girlfriend if he's found one, instead of actually asking the proper questions, man.
I know. So, why that asking about a girlfriend and about him living on his own and that? What has that got to do with football at all? I don't know. They just some of the things that come out when and you know what, Chris? Well, you know, you must agree. We have got some good footballers at that club. A lot of good footballers, but for some strange reason, I don't know, they just lose it. They bottle it for, I don't know. I kind of put my finger on why we do that. And when we went to 2-1 up last night and I looked at the time, I thought, oh, this isn't good. We need another goal. And then You know, I thought it was a bit disrespectful of Eddie Howe putting Ramsey and Wizard on when there's only like 2 minutes to go. Why would you do if you want to waste time? You know what I mean? But to get the boys 2 minutes, what is the point?
That didn't look good. On the positive note, Mick, I'm gone into Scotland, baby. We're gonna meet up. The Mighty Wayne get in touch with you. We're gonna meet up, man. How are you, man?
Oh yeah, definitely. When you come across, Chris,
So we need
we'll meet up, mate. Listen, Chris, I'll let you get on because I know there's other guys wanting to ring in, and I will speak to you soon, mate.
we're gonna eat some haggis, man. I'm Scottish now, man. You know,
Yeah,
so
well, I'll get you some haggis, mate. I'll bring you some haggis down. Listen, I'll bring you haggis down from here, a big chew of it, and it's got about a 3-month sell-by date on. Take it home with you.
oh, that'd be lovely. And I'm Scottish now, so I need the the little skirt.
It's nice, honestly, Chris. You like it. I like it. Like it is nice. It's
Cheers,
just like
mate.
it's nice. You will like it, like.
Lovely, Mick.
But anyway, Chris,
call us again, mate.
on that note, I'll let you get on, mate.
Lovely.
And I'll speak to you soon.
See you, mate. See you. Have a
Yeah.
good one. That was Mick then. Mick from St. Andrews. And that's the situation. Look, it's a bit of a short one, but we gotta go. We'll be live 7:30 talking about the Mackems. And hey, that should be good, shouldn't it? I mean, that should be got a lot of good video to pump the blood, get the blood going. We got to focus on them now. We can beat them. We can certainly beat them. There's not a doubt in my mind that we can, but there's no doubt in my heart that we can, but there's doubt in my mind that we can. Ian Fleming skirt. You know what I mean, man. I'm Scottish now, but I'm still learning the ways, man. The little thing. The little, look like a Christmas skirt with the squares on it. And my little flute, though. My little flute. And we're going to the World Cup, baby. Peru not making it to the World Cup. The U.S. is there. But I'm Scottish now. So Scotland, we're going into the World Cup, baby. So there you go. Listen, tonight, 7:30 kickoff. 7:30 kickoff. The early night show, folks. Join us all the way until 11 p.m. UK. Join us later on tonight, 7:30 p.m. kickoff. Thank you to all the callers. Thank you to everybody out there. A kilt, Chris. A kilt. Oh, there you go. Well, you know what I mean. So we'll be all right. Do they have no, they don't have any hair. Do you have a hat? I need my whole outfit, man. I'll get it sorted. Don't worry. Anyway, folks, thank you very much, all the callers. And the super chat there from Warren that says, was on the Mackem channel, and they're not confident at all. So there you go. There you go, buddy. Well, they're not confident, I'm sure, but they have a lot to be fair. So we'll see. Anyways, folks, thank you very much. We'll see you on the next one. Highway the Lad.